You're listening to Heather's Do Vegas. Join your go-to duo for all things celebrity gossip, reality TV reviews, fashion tips, and of course, all the inside scoop on Sin City.
Is that going on your podcast?
Hello and welcome to Heather's Do Vegas. I'm Heather Ashley.
I'm Heather Nichole. Hi, Heather.
Hello, Heather. How are you?
I'm good. I'm like florally and pink and all pinked out today.
You are. Like spring is sprung.
Yes, it's spring. It's spring.
It's spring, bitches. Yeah, I think, right? It was officially spring the other day. Awesome. Love it. Fun
Wait, I
time
have
of
some
year.
breaking news for you.
Okay.
Since we're so Academy Awards obsessed.
Yeah.
Honora popped onto streaming yesterday.
And you watched it?
And I didn't watch all of it. I started, but it was so good.
Okay. I'm going to see it. I'm going to watch it.
It's like the first so many minutes are full
I hear it has a lot of sex.
nudity. Yeah. That's probably why I like it.
What am I waiting for?
I know. Turn that shit on right when we're done. Yeah, but I was surprised to see it, so I'm excited to collab on the movie that won all
Yeah.
the awards. All the
Okay.
awards.
Okay. I'm going to watch that. And then also you saw that
Wicked.
Conan O'Brien is back on to host next year.
No!
Yeah.
But they didn't bring Nikki back. Bring Nikki back. Bring Nikki back.
I know. I love her. She needs to host at least one award show a year.
She was our roast. A roast. Can we roast Tom Brady once a year? He probably deserves it.
Pretty much, right? Oh my gosh. Okay, confession time. It's been a minute. So
Yes.
what do you got for me?
Okay, might not be a popular confession, but it's a real confession. I drive 5 to 10 miles under the speed limit all the time. True story. People just pass me all the time.
I believe
And I
it.
have a
I've seen
fast
it.
car.
I've seen
I'm
it.
like, when it tells me how long before I'll get there, I just add 5 or 10 minutes to that time.
So did something happen recently? Like, were you ridiculed or?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay. But you just don't care.
No. People will leave work and get there before me. Don't give a shit.
Oh boy.
Let's hear yours.
It's gonna come as a shock. But I actually want to see the Snow White movie in the theater.
That is a shock.
I kind of want to. I'm
South
into
Point?
it.
South Point?
I could do a little South Point. That's
The
our favorite
basement?
movie spot.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So, yeah. And have you been hearing all the drama that's been going on between Gal Gadot, who plays the Wicked Witch,
I have not.
or the Evil Queen? Sorry, Evil Queen. So this is why I need to see the movie, because I'm so far removed from, the Disney original. And then Rachel Ziegler is
Yes.
the lead. She's Snow White, and they started out friendly when they first signed on, but it's speculated because they have conflicting political views that they are at odds, and they didn't do any press together. It's that whole Hollywood thing.
So, should we call Justin or Blake?
I know, right?
I'm just not going to go anywhere good.
No. We just need another lawsuit to talk about.
I know.
Yikes. All right. You want to get into some pop culture?
Sure, go for it.
Okay, what do I have for you? I do have a little follow-up before I forget from our last episode. And because it's embedded in my mind, my brain from the visual. But remember when I talked about the last White Lotus episode, or 2 episodes ago, and the dad of the family from the South?
Yes.
He had a full frontal situation. So he was doing an interview after that episode aired, and he revealed,
It was not.
I predicted and I speculated that it was a prosthetic.
Yeah.
But then listen to this. This is even funnier. So the person interviewing him probed him about that. Was this real? Was this you? Was this prosthetic, etc.? And he kind of took a little bit of offense to it. And he was like, well, would you ask, a woman a question like that? Would you ask, are her breasts real or a prosthetic or another body part, etc.? Women are crucified up and down, night and day. And they're also, told they're beautiful, sexy, this, that, and the other. And he got all offended, and it kind of became a little bit of an online controversy, and he ended up apologizing. But it's funny how he kind of took, he questioned the interviewer about, why would you ask me that? It's like, why wouldn't she?
Right.
I'm thinking it. I think all of America is thinking it.
And then you saw, we're on the verge of the two big finales, right? For both Severance and, which I see everyone talking about online like crazy, and that White Lotus. There's been so much more nudity in White Lotus since that scene. I almost thought I was watching an episode of the Housewives on White Lotus.
I know, right? Oh, too funny. I don't have a ton of pop culture this week. It's been like, I don't want to bring up Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni again. I know there's been some updates there, but it's not super exciting. You've seen the whole Kanye,
yes,
the Kanye Kim battle royale.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. I mean, can you imagine having to deal with a guy like that? Yikes.
I can't, but I do believe that they have enough control that if they decide, an opinion about you as a person, you got to adhere to that opinion, right? Because there's more than 10 of them. No, I'm not saying Kanye is totally wrong, right? With the whole North thing and the song and everything, but
yeah.
My point in this is I don't know what goes on behind the scenes that we don't know, because what we see is so controlled on TV.
Right.
That it's not fun to watch, right? So for as many fans as they currently have, they have so much backlash because it's not really how people live their lives. They just show them getting ready and going places, essentially.
Yeah, and he's outnumbered with that
for
family.
Sure. Yeah, for sure.
But he's just come out recently saying a lot of, and he accused the Kardashians of being sex traffickers.
Yes, I saw that. And I was like, this does not compute. Does not compute.
Man, and then, Kanye's been toting around a new girl that looks, of course, like Bianca, and she looks like Kim. And but she does have clothes on, so good for her. Good for her. Maybe she's learned that lesson. Have you happened to catch the Baldwin's reality show?
No.
On TLC?
I did not.
Okay.
Good TV or bad TV?
I'm hearing it's pretty interesting, more so the banter between Hilaria, his wife, and Alec, and she just clowns him a lot.
Yeah, I heard she did that on a red carpet. She told him to basically stop talking, and I was like,
I saw that whole exchange, and it was actually kind of ugly. It wasn't just her saying, hey, you're interrupting me. I mean, she went on, and she looked at the camera, and yeah. But and then you've been watching the Denise Richards show.
Yes, I feel like that took a turn for the worse after the first 2 episodes. What's your opinion? It's like crazy town, and it's chaos, and there's no method to the madness at all, right? So now it seems a little less cohesive. I'm not going to watch her cooking show. I watch a cooking show to get a recipe out of it, not to be entertained. I actually would probably rather watch her on OnlyFans
I know, I'm not interested in her cooking. And speaking of which, I did watch 15 minutes of the Meghan Markle show. Not the first episode. I picked the second or third. And wow, that is so boring. So boring. I have absolutely no interest in that. I'll never actually, I think it might help me fall asleep. That would be the only reason why I would go back to that. But yeah,
The
I mean,
second season was already shot. She shot 2 seasons in a row.
yeah. Yeah, that's what I heard. So, I
Hmm.
mean, good for her. I mean, I think she's definitely doing what she wants to do and on her terms.
Let me ask you a
But
question because this just recently came up. I didn't finish all of Suits, but you watched most of Suits, right?
a couple seasons.
Okay. Do you think she's more like her character in Suits or more like the media portrayal of her? Because her character in Suits was soft, smart, intentional.
Mm. I can't say she's 100% either one. I think I could see her having the qualities of the character she played in
But
Suits,
not similar enough.
but not, yeah, I mean, she obviously does like all of these homey things. I mean, she did have this lifestyle blog. And, I think she went to Northwestern, if I'm not mistaken,
Hmm.
for college. And she really did have a lot of humanitarian pursuits from what I remember of their documentary on Netflix. So, I mean, she definitely was driven and had goals and
Mm-hmm.
doing her thing and making her mark. So but then she also has that side of her that's the homemaker, the
Yeah.
crafty girl, that
So you're
type of
saying
thing.
she cooks dinner every night?
I I could see that, possibly.
I can't tell. Honestly, I can't tell. Can't
I
tell.
could I could see it. Let's see what else is out there. So let's get into Bravo.
Okay, go for it. Which
Um,
one?
let's start off with Beverly Hills
Okay.
Housewives. And so one of the things I wanted to bring up about that this last episode was when Boz brought up that she saw Mauricio at a
Mm-hmm.
restaurant and she was recording him, I think, or she called Kyle and was giving her the blow by blow of what
Mm-hmm.
she was observing and the whole thing. And I felt like that should have been or would have been a bigger moment. They would have the producers, editors would have played that up more.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm thinking maybe that really wasn't such a big deal because he has been out and about seen so publicly that it's almost like it's not even a big deal if he's out, with a woman on a date.
I mean, I guess I didn't interpret that way. My current view on the topic is, in light of that current update, I think that they're so afraid to untangle their finances.
Mm-hmm.
Not from a point of view of it would get ugly, which it could. You can't really tell. But from a point of view of they want to keep the girls protected, moving forward because they've been together so long. I would imagine that's got to be quite an undertaking to separate all the houses, the business, who know her housewives money, her endorsements, and it might just
Mm-hmm.
be easier to stay status quo, right?
Very well could be. I mean, that happens all the time. So that could be the case.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but for most people, it's like in this situation, you're adding like 5 zeros to the total amount for everything.
Right. What I was saying was that people at their financial caliber sometimes do just technically stay married
Yeah.
because it
Yep.
is just
Could see
too
it.
difficult.
Easier. Yeah.
What else about the episode did you like it?
I'm not impressed. I'm entertained, but not impressed. I don't watch it with like I'm sitting watching the screen where like I can rewatch it and watch something I missed. But I'm like, I don't know what it is about that show, but I am fascinated when they get their glam. If I could just watch them get their glam for more of the show,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know what it is. It's just like almost puts me in a trance. Like who gets glam all the time that's really intense? Like Dorit, Sutton. It's just and then like, oh my God, when they do the glam spreading out the stuff must take longer than the actual point. Like, why would you put it in such, I would work with it standing up where I pulled the drawers and I just wheeled that cart all the time. They lay it all out. And when they get the glam, I actually have to stop and like watch them
See,
do it.
you're pressing pause on all the products.
I'm like fascinated. Not necessarily the products, but before and after
Just,
almost.
yeah, how it's all spread out. I mean, isn't that why they invented a caboodle? So that way when you open it, it's like tiered end.
I think they do credit, they credit, I think we talked about this before. Erica Jane was the game changer when it came to a full glam team. I do think that, because I watched for a long time, I think Nene was one of the first people that had the makeup artist on camera or on a trip, though.
Okay, I believe it.
And then before that, it was all like, hopefully they had their lashes on before they filmed.
Right. That's so funny. All right, Atlanta. Let's get into.
I mean, I could watch Atlanta all day, every day. You don't even have to show me glam for Atlanta, but I am still fascinated by the glam on that show. But they actually have fights on that show.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm glad you brought that up. There's two things I think they are killing it, and that is the outfits. I am really loving the outfits.
Yes.
And
Same.
when you look at the newer crop of women versus like the older schoolgirls, I mean, they really leave them in the dust. Portia's keeping up, but when I look
She's
at
gotten better.
Yeah, when I look at Kenya, I'm like, all right, come on, Kenya, gotta step it up a little. But I'm loving the fashion with them. And what I like about it is that it's not in that costume look in my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
It's elevated, can be sexy, it's edgy, it looks expensive.
Yes.
But it doesn't look like you're wearing a furry heart coat. Like,
it's like what you want in a housewife, according to Andy. Andy's always a lifestyle that's not lived by everyone, an organic friendship with people. Yeah. And me personally as a stylist, that's why I struggle with OC all the time, because I'm like, get them a better stylist. Come on. Like, if I see one more Aviator Nation on OC, no.
Those girls, they're wearing the PR package.
That's my point. When one of them has it on, it's a thing. But when they all are wearing it at one point, I'm like,
yeah, I agree. I couldn't agree more.
I'm happy. I hope this goes crazy. I hope it goes left. I know the Kenya thing's coming up. I love Portia. I think she is a hoot. I think the two of them together are going to be amazing. Phaedra.
And the way they fight or have arguments, they are professionals at arguing. That exchange when they were at Shamia's house and Portia was going at it with Drew, I mean, the two of them were, I mean, you would have thought they would have had a script and they were acting and that was rehearsed. Yeah. It was so good. I thought, my gosh, these girls have a lot of experience doing this.
Yep. And then they sit down together and one-on-one, and it's like a whole different story. They're totally quiet.
Yeah. They could do a master class. And
do you think that Drew hooked up with Dennis?
I'll say yes.
I'll say yes too. I'm going to say that. I think that was like, I'm saying, yeah, she saw the hot dog king naked in his full White Lotus.
He did the full White Lotus. I love it. I mean, is there not another wealthy man in Atlanta for these women to go after?
Okay, I know.
What does Dennis
one of them's
have?
Gonna start dating Apollo now because he just is getting divorced. That's what makes it so entertaining. It's so entertaining.
Oh
it's my favorite. You gotta watch the Bolo episode.
I know. Put that on my homework to-do list. Wait, is Phaedra? She's a full cast member of Atlanta. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how it went down in real life, but real time. But she was on Married to Medicine, and she picked a fight with them and kind of like removed herself. So I would say and then that was must have been right around the time that Kenya got fired. And I think Kenya's good TV, so I'm gonna be sad that she's leaving. but it must have behind the scenes, something must have went on. So she, even though we haven't seen her yet, she's coming because she's in the credits, the opening credits.
Yeah, excited for that episode. How about
But
Southern Charm?
just before we move on, She by Sheree should Airbnb now that she's not on the show. Her what did she call her thing? Chateau Sheree.
Her chateau.
She should Airbnb that shit.
That's a good idea.
I know it
God.
is.
Sheree, the Heathers are hooking you up, girl.
Yep,
hooking you up.
Coin. Charge $10,000 a weekend.
We could be like the Airbnb broker and get a little commission.
Right, I know. Instead of arranging trips, we'll arrange stays at Housewives' houses.
That's funny.
So Southern Charmed. Why do I not remember what happened? I'm not caught up. I can't remember what happened last week. Refresh me. They came back from the trip. Leva said that whole thing about
the whole thing with so TJ got in trouble. He was at the barber and said some unsavory things about Vanita. What else? So it finally is. Craig, divulges that he broke up, or they broke up. Him and Paige broke up.
That's on last night. So I haven't watched last night.
Okay, yeah. So that happened. Molly kisses Shep.
Oh yeah.
I feel like it was shameless. She's just like throwing herself at him, and it's like, girl, this ain't going anywhere. Come on. I mean, maybe it's just to get herself onto the next season.
Yeah.
But which I can understand. Okay, all right.
I mean, I would do a lot to get on a Bravo show. I'd probably drive like 10 miles over the speed limit to get on it. I'd kiss Shep. I'd do some charity.
Oh, funny. Oh, did you happen to see, I was going through TikTok, and that Sienna, the one that Shep was pining over, the girl from the Bahamas, that they went on the cast trip. So she's been on TikTok doing one
PR
part,
work,
two-part about her version of how they met. So the one I saw was her part 2, and it picked up where they're now starting to talk through the app, and he's saying, hey, come to Charleston, and she's saying, I don't know you, why don't you come to the Bahamas, or you're ever here, look me up. And it kind of goes back and forth, and then they get off the app and they get on Instagram and they exchange numbers and they're chit-chatting. And then I think that leaves it off where he then goes to the Bahamas at some point to meet her. But she's just, dragging it out. She's going to probably do like a 10-part series.
Interesting. I mean, I do want to touch base on Summer House for a minute. I don't know if you watched it. But I'm going to tell you the funny part in a second. I was impressed that Andy credited as the first person ever on Bravo history to time her collection release with the episode. Which I actually thought that was impressive, but I don't know if you picked up on this or if you're caught up on the episodes, but I could watch West and Jesse Solomon all day long together. They're so funny, but when they were talking to each other in the bedroom, he was like, Jesse said to West, he goes, did you have a slumby? And I was actually to rewind it, and I was like, what did he say? Because I didn't catch it the first time. He means like a hookup where they came over and they had a slumber party and he called it a slumby. I'm like, that sounds like something we would say.
Oh, that's funny.
It is, right?
Those two are hilarious. I enjoy watching them. They're kind of carrying the show. Yeah.
I mean, it's really going down a dark path with how dark it probably was for Paige and Craig. Dark. I'm talking about dark. When I watch it, I actually have to watch the screen. Her face when he talks is, she actually says she feels bad for him. I feel bad for him. And then there's, the movement where they're saying that Craig's a Bravo darling and he can do no wrong. And her face when she talks about him is like bad. I don't know how he didn't pick up on that.
The last few episodes, when I watch him, I can't help but think he looks angry. He looks
Yeah.
like aggravated. He looks
Hmm.
disheveled and almost like, I don't want to accuse anybody of anything, but he almost looks like somebody like that's maybe taking steroids that's like kind of hopped up and like just
Mm.
aggravated. And I don't know if that had to do, he was just kind of suppressing what was really going on with him and
Yeah.
Paige. He was aggravated with the relationship with Shep and Austin, but he's just not been fun to watch. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm not interested in seeing him. I almost want him to go away because I want to preserve my memory of him.
Right.
And because this whole season, actually, maybe he started out okay, but this whole season of him has been just not fun, not cute.
I mean, he seems very much so like it's a my way or the highway kind of guy. For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, he doesn't come off well at all. And I know he tries to come off well with, well, I want to be at home and I have my business and I'm this brand that I'm protecting and all that. But the way he looks and the energy that he's giving off
Hmm.
is so rough. And I think
Right.
I think he needs a break. I would recommend that for him.
So you're saying he should go on OnlyFans? I'm talking about making some
I
money.
think he needs to start pillow talk with Craig Connor.
or naked down south. Ooh. Oh,
Oh,
Craig.
goodness, we need
I
to
would
stop
have
watching that
I
White
would have
Lotus.
I would have a slumby with that one. A slumby. So
He should embroider that on a pillow and send it on over.
I know.
Whew. So this is the big Bravo news. I heard this on Heather McDonald's podcast that she was at an event. She wasn't the only one. There were some other kind of pop culture insiders there, that Andy could be leaving Bravo.
Right, which this came up last year and it was pretty intense in the media for various reasons. They've never come out and said what the reason is, and I'm surprised he has survived another year because he's like on a 20-year run.
It's a good
So,
gig. He's got a good
right?
thing going.
I mean, I actually read one of his books and his not the lovable, jovial guy in real life. He's more of a type A judgmental kind of guy.
Okay, I could see that. I could see, yeah, he maybe probably has a little bit of a dark side and comes off
Yeah.
as the
Yep.
fun-loving Bravo host with.
Energy. Yeah. Yeah, that came out last year when they were saying that he was given cocaine out allegedly to the people that
Oh,
came on his show.
oh man.
We'll see. I won't be surprised.
We
I will only
shall see.
stand for Jerry O'Connell hosting Watch What
Yeah,
Happens.
I like Jerry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me too.
he's well liked and he's good at hosting and
Yes.
interviewing.
It wouldn't be the same without Andy though.
The season 2 Valley trailer came out.
Hmm.
Did you see that?
I think I saw a part of it. When does it start? Next week?
I didn't catch a date, so I mean it's got to be real soon if they release that trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
and
excited.
I'm excited too. I heard, Jax, he, was definitely saying this was a really hard season, and you're really you're gonna see some nasty stuff. So
Sign me up.
I don't know, maybe that'll get more people to his bar because there wasn't
I know.
any.
You know what I thought about? I wanted to ask you, how much were the drinks?
They were pretty standard, like 16-ish. We did, we just did like cocktail, like a mixed drink. So I want to say it was like, I don't remember too much. What I do remember, I'll talk about this on another episode, is something about her sandwich shop with the Ariana Madix and Maloney, Katie
Yeah.
Maloney, my favorite. Now that was expensive.
Right.
So I'll get into
We'll have to
that one
talk about that.
another day. But yeah. Yeah, I'm excited for Valley to start. So we got something new to look forward to. Oh, something random I saw that there's a lot of like 90s references that are coming back. And one of them is like those iconic mall brands. So like Gap, Abercrombie making a comeback and like kids
But
are
you see,
starting to wear them.
they don't have the logos on them like they used to. Like
No,
Abercrombie has
changed.
not a single logo anymore.
Yeah, they went through such a bad PR that yeah, it's like they gotta kind of rebrand. But I don't know. I'm here for it. Yeah,
Okay, nice.
I like a like Aeropostale was actually kind of a pretty good place to buy things. I'm gonna tell you, like
I don't
great,
think I ever
like
bought anything there.
fun, just easy, easy t-shirt, collared shirt. So I'm here for it. And I was gonna talk about those people stranded in space, but not that interested.
I know they're back, and that's it.
I know. And all of a sudden they're back.
We're
But
watching it ends with us right now.
some fun Vegas updates. So we saw a little while back that the Flamingo Hotel has redone their iconic pool.
Mm-hmm.
They always had a great pool. I think it
It
was
was
really
amazing.
one of the like better kept secrets
Mm-hmm.
because the hotel was kind of older, and so people preferred to stay like at Bellagio or Venetian or kind of one of the newer properties. But they had such a great pool with just different options. They had an adults only, they had water slides, they had a more
Mm-hmm.
mellow kind of a lap pool, but they've apparently done a whole overhaul on it, and I'm definitely going to check that out and report back.
It was good to begin with. It was like very lagoony, so I'm sure it's like even better.
Yeah. And then the most recent news, Lisa Vanderpump has taken over the Cromwell Hotel and it will be the Vanderpump Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that?
I'm here for it. I love her aesthetic. I mean, sign us up, right? I mean, think about it. She could film a whole show just in the hotel now.
Absolutely. That's what I was thinking. I would love to see that.
So
I think that would be great.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be fun. I'm excited.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I hear she's doing a pretty extensive remodel and new bars. So she's definitely going to give it her aesthetic and put her mark on it, put her brand on it, and
Because it was
including
the
the
Barbary Coast
rooms.
before that, right? Yeah, and it was
Yeah,
a dump before they made it the Cromwell.
yeah, yeah,
Dump.
yeah. And then
No slumbies in that one.
and I heard that Giada's is still staying. There's no word of Giada's leaving. And then Dre's is on top, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so as far as I know, they're staying put. So I think that's going to be a real hot spot.
We'll see. It either is or it isn't. It's no in between.
I'm excited. Well, that does it for us. So don't forget to follow us. We're on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
Like us, subscribe, give us a comment. We always have something to say. We're happy to hear from you.
Yeah. Well, until next time, don't do anything
We
we
wouldn't
wouldn't
do.
do.